When it comes to checking facts, you just need to trust CNN. There's no need to verify anything for yourself. Hi, thanks for watching. Today is Friday, Fact Check Friday, and I have a perfect example today of everything that is wrong with fact checking. This example is the #1 fact check story today. You go to Google, you type in fact check, you click on news, and it's this story on CNN. It deals with a video clip that went viral on Twitter this week, a 19-second clip about Joe Biden. And in it, it's unedited, but they're going to tell you what you need to think about this, and just trust them because they're not going to give you a source for it. Okay, let's take a look at the story. So, from CNN Politics, fact check: widely viewed Twitter video misleads on Biden's comments. This is by Daniel Dale at CNN. And we start off with the video. This video has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. It's from a couple weeks ago. Why it's at the top of this story, who knows? That's what CNN does. If they don't actually have a video to put up, they'll just link to another video to trick you into clicking on it. It's ridiculous. But let's go down. Washington, CNN. A misleading edited 19-second video clip of Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden rocketed around Twitter on Wednesday night, creating the inaccurate impression that Biden was endorsing views commonly held by mean people. The clip did not alter what Biden said during those 19 seconds, but the video and its creator's inflammatory caption, Biden proclaims the European identity of America, our culture is not imported from some African nation, left out essential context Biden had provided before and after the 19 seconds.
The culture, our culture is not imported from some African nation or some Asian nation. It's our English jurisprudential culture, our European culture.
So I'm sure that CNN will link to the entire video so you can check it out for yourself and decide whether it is accurate or not. You would think that that would be how you would fact check it. Hey, this is a clip. It doesn't reflect the context of what he was saying. We are not going to show you the whole clip. You just need to trust us. That's what CNN does. In fact, that is very reminiscent of what Chris Cuomo said about WikiLeaks. Here's that clip.
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
So, according to CNN, everything you're learning about this, you're learning from us. And they do the exact same thing with this story. Now, here's the truth. I watched the entire clip, and it's painful.
Look, I was raised by a dad. This is God's truth, not a joke. My dad was a gentleman. And he used to say, for real.
Joe Biden reminds me of that elderly relative that you see at a holiday gathering. And he's rambling, making up stories, talking about all kinds of things that aren't true. And you're just going to have to nod your head and go along with it because it's, you know, whatever, your great uncle or something. It's embarrassing how out of it Joe Biden is. It's insane that he is the Democratic frontrunner because I challenge anyone to watch this entire clip. It's only 14 minutes and 22 seconds. I don't think you can make it through it. I will leave a link to the Mediaite article with that entire video clip in the description, and I guarantee you will not watch the entire thing. It is very difficult to do. But I will concur. He was not using the talking points of mean people. So Joe Biden was not saying that the United States culture is solely European. That's not what he was saying. What he was saying was more insane than that. What he was saying was that the reason that we have domestic abuse and sexual violence is because of the European culture. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Frankly, I think he's totally disqualified from, frankly, anything. I wouldn't want this guy taking my pizza order, much less being in charge of anything that would affect any other human being. President, absolutely not. But CNN, they don't need to go into that. They'll just tell you that they watched the clip, you don't need to watch the clip, and just trust CNN. What he said was okay. What he said was insane. Now, in this video, if you can watch it, he starts off and he talks about the rule of thumb.
In the late 1300s in England, so many wives were being beaten to death by their husbands that the court of common law said, because women were considered to be a chattel, just like the horse or the cows or the animals in the field, for real. And a man was able to, quote, chastise his wife. But so many were being beaten to death that the court ruled in the late 1300s that no man could beat his wife with a rod bigger than the circumference of his thumb. We have a cultural problem. A cultural problem.
Which is a myth, it's a folklore that you are allowed to beat your wife with a stick no bigger than your thumb. And that's the rule of thumb. There's no evidence that this ever happened, and it's been widely debunked for decades, but he talks about it as though it's truth, and everyone in the audience just nods and goes along with it. He then goes into describing how he was the only person looking out for female victims. That when he came out to stop this, the feminists and the women, everyone was against him.
So when I started it, all the women's groups opposed it. They didn't want me doing anything about it.
That he was the real person trying to stop these things. And eventually they came around to his legislation. And because of his legislation, this violence dropped dramatically in this country. In fact, Joe Biden single-handedly made this country better for all women, according to his own ramblings in this video. And in a totally ironic moment, he talks about how no man should ever touch a woman without verbal consent.
It doesn't matter. No man has a right under any circumstances, period, unless there's an affirmative yes, to touch a woman, period, none.
And of all people, for him to say this, if you've seen the Creepy Joe videos, you would understand how ridiculous that is. But to conclude, this 19-second, no, it does not show that Joe Biden is a mean person. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying in this clip is that the problems of sexual abuse and domestic violence are at the hands of European culture. That's what he's saying. And the fact that this guy is a presidential candidate is beyond me. I don't get it. Now, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would share it, because every single political video that I've made in the last month has been demonetized, and what that means is that YouTube doesn't share it to anybody that's not a subscriber. If you appreciate what I do, please share it with someone else. Share it on Twitter, share it on Reddit, share it on Facebook. that would be great. Hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of what Joe claimed today. And yeah, have a great weekend. Peace.